Alright, so what's going on, FishAholics, and welcome back to another video. It's bright and early in the morning, and we're about to hit the road. I came home to my parents' house back to Jersey just for Halloween weekend, hang out with some friends, see the family, and surprisingly didn't have enough time to do any filming or get down to the shore and do any fishing, really. But we had fun. We did catch some netters, even though we didn't go to the water, if you know what I mean. I went to a couple Halloween parties. But now what we're going to do is we're heading actually back to Montauk. And I'm leaving early, so I don't catch any traffic. Because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw the last time when I was on my way here, it took me like 6 hours to get from Montauk to Roxbury, New Jersey, my hometown. So we're leaving really early so we don't catch any traffic, and then our plan is to try and fish the South Shore a little bit because supposedly there's been some fish there, and then we're just going to kind of work our way east. I don't know a whole lot about the beaches on the South Shore, but I've done some research, got some tips, and we're just going to wing it there, and then we'll probably end the day out on the East End, East Hampton or Montauk, and if we can catch fish in every spot we go to, that'll be pretty sweet, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way, so we'll keep our expectations low and just hope to catch a fish, and maybe we'll get on a little bit of a bite. So let's hit the road. Alright, so we just made it to our first spot. It is about 6 a.m. and it's still dark out. Sunrise is at around 7:20, and since I've only fished the Bayside on the South Shore once, I've never fished the ocean side here, and it's still dark out. Usually a rule of thumb I like to follow is never fish a spot that you've never fished before in the day at night. So we're going to wait until at least first light, and then we're going to try and hit it, give it a shot here for like an hour or so, and then we'll just keep moving until we find some fish. So in the meantime, I'm just going to hit the head and then maybe take a little nap for a little bit, and then we'll give it a shot.
All right, let's see what we can find. It's the start of the flood right now, so the tide's pretty far out, but that could be a good thing. It could push some fish up this morning for us. I don't really know what's going to be the hot ticket, but we'll figure it out. Give it at least an hour, and we're gonna just start working east a bit till we get to a certain point. Maybe we'll start catching. If we don't start catching, then we'll work back west towards where we parked, and then maybe drive east and hit another spot. Got a lot of birds working like way out there, and supposedly there's been a lot of sand eels along this South Shore, so that's been like the main forage. But I'm starting with a pencil popper and I'm walking as I'm casting to just cover some territory. And pencils are always awesome to throw, especially at dawn. All right, nothing on the JBR FishAholic pencil. I don't think it's a bunker type bite, but we tried. All right, we're throwing on the old reliable. That's been this season, the Wonder Bread Bomber. Water isn't too clear, so this is a good bait to throw. It's easy for them to see. Gets down in their face. Has a thinner profile, kind of like a sand eel, but I really don't know. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Fish on. First cast with the bomber, man. That is ridiculous. Oh, stay on there. Not sure how big he is, but decent little striper. Oh my gosh. Look at that fat chunk right there. Jeez, that is a fat freaking striper. First cast with the bomber, and that is a 12-pound chunky striper right there. Whew. All right, let's see if we can get another one. Oh, there's another one. A little smaller on the pause, a really long pause. It's cool, I'm finding this little bit of activity. Another little butterball. There's a bunch of guys, you know, about a half mile to the west and a half mile to the east of me, but I'm catching these fish all alone. It's pretty cool. Look how chubby that little fish is. Awesome to see that. Those birds are coming closer now. We might end up getting into a really hot bite. It'd be pretty awesome. We're already catching fish too, and the birds aren't even in. So there's just fish, you know, cruising up and down the surf, gorging on the sand eels here. There's another one right on the edge of the lip. This is a tiny one though. Let's switch it up from the bomber, put on a diamond jig. It's been like 15 minutes without a bite. You know, they may have wanted the bigger profile bomber, you know, when it was lower light conditions. Now they might want something that looks a little bit more like the forage they're actually feeding on, so that would be a diamond jig. Oh, look at that. First cast with the diamond jig. Wow, they're getting smaller though. I don't know, man. Where's your big brother? Another fatty though. I'm letting it sink down a little bit. Then I'm, you know, starting the nice and steady retrieve, and I'm giving it a jig like every 5 to 6 turns of the reel, causing that diamond to flash a little bit. And also I'm using a white tube on there. This water, you know, has a little bit of a murkiness to it, so the white tube helps them see it a little bit better than a, you know, darker tube. Oh, there's one way out there. Oh, he came off, man. Ah, he came off. That was a good fish actually on the diamond. Had a wimpy hook set. He hit it as soon as it hit the water, right on the drop. There's one. Went about 45 minutes without this bite. And then I decided just to reel with the rod tip like down in the water to keep the wind from blowing the diamond jig up. So I was able to get it down a little deeper, and we got a bite. Yeah, we're getting out of here, and the wind really shut the bite down. You know, it picked up out of the west, made the water dirty. Could have been the tide also that maybe moved the fish, but at least we got on a little bit of a bite. Lost, you know, one more fish. It was probably a little bit on the bigger side on the diamond jig. It was probably about the same size as the one we got on the bomber, our first fish of the morning. And the water was a lot cleaner at around dawn. Now it's kind of like muddy and chocolatey. So we're gonna, I guess, start heading east, and hopefully we stay moving east. You know, I don't really want to backtrack. I kind of want to just keep moving east until we get to Montauk. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it looks really fishy here because there's a lot of birds working pretty far out. So we'll see what happens. We'll explore around a little bit, and let's go find spot number 2. All right, let's try it here quick. You know, the water's still really dirty, but we'll throw the diamond jig around, try the bomber, and then we'll keep moving. So this second spot at least has like a nice little cut in the beach so I can get the west wind kind of at my back and really launch my stuff out there. Little guy, but at least we pulled the fish out. So I'm throwing a 847 with a white tube. When we got here, I was throwing an 827 with a white tube, and I wasn't getting any bites. You know, the water is a little bit deeper now. It's, you know, the water's pushed up a little bit higher. So a couple casts with the heavier diamond jig produced the fish. Another one, little guy. I think there's mostly just little schoolies here, but we'll keep working it. At least these fish got some body to them, you know, they're nice and chunky. If they were skinny, they'd barely be putting a bend in the rod.
Alright guys, so that pretty much sums it up for spot number 2. We got on a little bit of a bite, and you know, little pretty much sums it up. A couple guys caught, you know, some fish that were like 28, 30 inches, but I talked to some other guys that I know and I saw, and they were saying, you know, they caught some bigger fish this morning, just like I caught, you know, that bigger fish like on the first cast early this morning. You know, so I think the best part of the biting here for now is kind of over, and I want to keep moving east until we get back home to Montauk. So this is a good opportunity also because I'm down to 2 last GoPro batteries, so I've kind of been conserving, especially at this spot here. So while we're on the road, then I'll be charging. You know, it kind of stinks about the RAV4 is I can't really charge my batteries unless I have the keys in the ignition, so I can't be out there fishing and charging batteries. Unlike, you know, my old Chevy Blazer that I had before this car, you know, you could charge, you know, around the clock anytime without having the keys in the ignition, and usually it wouldn't really affect the battery, usually if the battery was good and all. But yeah, we're at spot number 2 for about 2 solid hours. You know, started at 10, now it's a little after 12, and I'm gonna have some lunch, got some chicken, and we're gonna keep heading east. Alright, so we just got to the Centimer Riches area, and it is actually 2 p.m. You know, we had to stop at some strip mall on the way here because I was falling asleep behind the wheel, I was dozing off, and if you can't tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. I definitely had a little bit too much fun Halloween weekend, and I'm probably feeling the effects of that right now. So, you know, my throat's sore, nose is running, but we're gonna fight through, hit this spot here, you know, give it a little while, and then we'll keep moving. But you know, we had to stop and get a little bit of rest, so I feel a little bit better, but definitely a little tired. Don't really know if we're gonna make it to Montauk and actually fish, but we'll see.
Oh man, I feel like I'm getting a little worse, but we're gonna fight it through. We're gonna finish off this day, not turning back now. There's one. You know, a slightly bigger butterball, but pretty much the same size as spot number 2. Pretty fish though. They're such like a gorgeous light color. Smallest one of the day right there. I think that's about it. We're gonna keep moving east. All right, I know, we were leaving, but I just had to take one more cast. This is what's here, you know? All right, so we're doing pretty good. That sun's going down fast though. And every spot so far we've caught fish, so you can't really complain. And I think the plan right now is to go fill up on gas, and then we'll head out towards the Hamptons, and we might fish a spot in South, or we'll just go straight out to East Hampton, and then eventually Montauk. I gotta say, my arms are getting tired. I don't know if it's because I'm not at 100% today, or if it's just from throwing around this 847 all morning and afternoon. It's a heavy diamond to throw. Whew. Looking pretty good. Spot number 4. Let's hit it. All right, it's almost 4:30. So we'll give it here probably till at least like 5 o'clock. And then we'll just have enough time to probably hit one more spot. But if we end up catching some nice fish here, you know, we're probably gonna stay here. My buddy Mike is out in Montauk now, and he's catching fish, but they're like 18, 20 inches. He said he's been catching them all day. And I think there's, you know, some bigger fish out west here. There's one. What the heck is this? Wowzers. Smallest one of the freaking day. Oh boy. Just want to get one bigger fish. Oh man. All right, so this is Dink Central right here. Sun's getting really low. So we're gonna jump in the car, head out to East Hampton, check it out. I mean, I'm exhausted. If we don't really see what we want to see, or if we don't feel like fishing, we're just gonna head all the way out to the end. Alright, so we're abandoning ship and we made it to East Hampton, and we're actually pulling into the Stop and Shop parking lot because I am starving and I'm tired. I'm not feeling too well, and I want to get some food before we head out to Montauk and head home, because I don't feel like shopping at IGA where the prices are more expensive there. So if you're going to Montauk, try and buy all your groceries or as much food as you can before you go out there. And there's a bigger and better selection at Stop and Shop. So yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of food. Probably some soup would be really, really great. Maybe that'll heat me up a little bit. Maybe we can fish tonight, because I think it's gonna be a pretty nice night. It's clear skies, it's gonna be low winds, it's gonna be calm. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was interesting, it was cool. Like, we started way out there by Demo. I'll tell you the first spot, Demo, and then we just kept working east. Caught, I don't know, a lot of fish. Like, we only had one that was like, you know, decent size, and it was a really fat one. That was our first fish, but still a great day. It was fun. You know, lots of fresh air. It makes you feel healthy, but then it also makes you feel tired. So yeah, thanks for watching, and like always, never forget, live to fish, fish to live. I'll see you guys in the next one.